Disclaimer, while this video does not spoil the story or the final boss, I will be showing footage throughout the main 3 worlds. If you want to go into this game completely blind, either don't watch or open another tab and just listen to me talk. That's your one and only warning. Now onto the video. Well, here we are. After an announcement, a delay, a release date, a few more delays, and something about a tutorial, Cuphead is finally here. I had a passing interest when it was first announced and got really excited for it when I played it at Fan Expo in 2015, and would do so for the next 2 years. I may have been unsure of certain aspects of it leading up to its release, but I am proud to say it all came together in the end and the wait was well worth it. I thought the writing was on the wall for Cuphead, doomed to suffer the age-old fate of style over substance, but both are given the same amount of care and attention and complement each other very well. All the controls are responsive and you never feel at odds with them. They're pretty easy to understand, and that is about it when you're talking easy in Cuphead. In case you haven't heard, the game is tough as nails, requiring lightning fast reflexes and reaction time right out the gate. And multiplayer tends to make games like these even harder, but in the case of my brother and I, it came naturally to us being trained by stuff like Retro Studios' Donkey Kong games. Co-op like this also doesn't come around very often, and Cuphead delivered in what makes playing with a friend so special. We laughed, we cried, acted like a team, and a lot of high-fiving went down. I would say Cuphead's at least 3 times tougher than Tropical Freeze, but like DK, this game has a good understanding of fairness. No matter how hectic things get, everything it throws at you can be dealt with even on your first try, as unlikely as that is. Boss fights are about 2 to 3 minutes long, but beating them takes a lot longer as you learn each one's patterns. And sometimes you just get really unlucky. Grim Matchstick took us over an hour before we finally beat him. They don't pull any punches here, and it's one of the toughest games I've played for sure. One thing that does take the edge off is the ability to fight bosses in sort of a non-linear fashion. There's usually 2 or 3 open to you in a new area, so if one was grating on me, I could try another and come back when I pulled myself together. But if you save the dragon for last in World 2, well, then you're pretty much screwed there. The weapons and charms you get from the shop are fun to mix and match and really do make a difference. If you find yourself stumped, a change of weaponry might just do the trick, and you're bound to find something that works for you. I've had so many close calls with the smoke dash, and that charge shot, that is something else. However, I never could tell how much damage my shots were actually doing. You only see the boss's health bar after you die. In the heat of the moment, you don't know when another phase is coming or the knockout blow. Though after thinking about it, it does help make fights all the more heart-pounding. There aren't many games that have me angry 1 minute and screaming for joy the next. A complicated mix, but usually a good sign. And every time I died, I always had that just one more try mentality because I didn't want Cuphead to beat me. And it's so rewarding to overcome the challenge because that win was all you. You also unlock expert mode after beating the game, and if you thought it was hard before, you don't know the half of it. Going back to regular was almost a piece of cake after tackling this mode. Almost. Now I know everyone's already said it, but I'm gonna say it too, this game is beautiful. Truly unlike any other game I've played, and it gives the review phrase, "You feel like you're playing a cartoon," a whole new standard. It's the complete package right here. From the minute it started up, I was grinning from ear to ear with that barbershop quartet intro. I'm a sucker for a swinging soundtrack, and Cuphead strikes all the right chords. The live instruments make it all the more authentic, and each track is distinct and memorable. It's amazing how the team paid so much attention to detail, and it made me nostalgic for a time period I'm far removed from. I did watch my fair share of 30s and 40s cartoons through DVDs my godmother had, stuff like early Popeye, Tom and Jerry, and Cuphead brings back really good memories of lazy Saturday mornings. First time I saw this guy, I was immediately reminded of Popeye meets Sinbad the Sailor, a personal favorite. Every character feels like they've always existed, and it makes me wish I could see more of them, from the war-crazy Werner Werman to the over-the-top Sally stage play. Boss transitions and their attacks had me floored at how inventive and crazy fun they were. They nailed the fact that nothing's off limits in these cartoons, and how hiding under that sweet and innocent look is a world that's often downright dangerous. There were a few times times where Cuphead genuinely freaked me out, especially near the end where the stakes got a bit more real, and I just went, yup, that's exactly what happens in these tunes. On a totally unrelated note, Cuphead's part of a rare breed of game with its roots in Canada, and being Canadian myself, that is great to see. I mean, the idea came from two Saskatchewan brothers, the music was done in Toronto, and one of my animation teachers from college knew of it way before it was formally announced. And the coolest fact for me personally, Alana Bridgewater, the woman who sings King Dice's theme and the end credits song, she's my cousin! Yeah, told me she had a role in the game before it came out. That's how Canadian this is. I am indirectly connected to this game in some weird technicality. I don't get any bonus points for that, but I just thought that was worth mentioning. Now comes the part where I talk about any shortcomings the game may have had. No game is perfect and it has to be done. It's obvious I had a fun time with Cuphead, and though it does mostly deliver, there is the occasional hiccup. Very rarely they'll throw something at you that you couldn't have ever seen coming on your first run. Never was a big setback, but it's just worth noting. And I encountered a couple glitches that ranged from harmless to advantageous to me rebooting the game. There was a bit in the final boss where unless both players were alive, you were unable to get to phase 2 of the fight. Thankfully, there is a patch coming that should address some of the bigger problems if they haven't been fixed already. And I mean, I wouldn't object if they left some glitches that give you a bit of an upper hand alone. I mean, I love that kind of stuff. So if you'll pardon the pun, Cuphead is definitely my cup of tea. Colorful, vibrant, challenging, and fun all around. And after it ends, there's still stuff to go for if you keep going with the extra challenge. Even if there wasn't, this is something I just feel like beating 100% because it's that fun to me. In fact, I'm gonna say it right now, it's the most fun I've had with a game since Tropical Freeze first came out. That is my ultimate benchmark, and Cuphead managed to hit it. It's great that the fun didn't stop at just being a good-looking game, and I'm extremely happy this managed to come out at all. There were so many places it could have stumbled, but Studio MDHR came out on top. And it's inspiring to see that through determination and hard work, these guys' dreams came true. It's almost poetic. Two brothers against impossible odds showing the world their stuff. You guys should applaud yourselves. It's good to have something else to play on my X-Bone, and I hope this isn't the last we see of these two. Though just to be clear, there is no rush. I mean, I've waited this long. And if this sounds like something up your alley, seriously, what are you waiting for? Play it now! Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Really, I really do. If you enjoyed what you saw, feel free to give this video a like, share with a friend, subscribe, check out all my social media links, you know, all that good stuff that I always go on about. And I also have a Patreon, so if that sounds enticing to you, feel free to check the link below and get all the info you need on it. Also, if you're new here, why not check out some of the other videos I did right here on the screen? I really liked them, and hopefully you will too. And with all that said, I will see you guys next time. Later.